Hi everyone. Welcome to Learning English Through History. Here we don't just study English. We live it. Every week you will hear now simple stories in English, full of useful words and phrases. Don't worry if you don't understand everything at once. Just listen, enjoy the story, and learn step by step. Our goal: to help you speak English with confidence, so grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's start this adventure together. Subscribe now and join me on the journey of learning English through history. See you in the next video. Enjoy listening.
She had grown into her courage, but trusting others remained difficult. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" she demanded. Daniel looked at her steadily. "Because you needed to discover your own strength. And because I had to make sure you were ready. This isn't just about me protecting you anymore. It's about you surviving this world on your own." Adriana's anger softened into resolve. She understood now. Survival meant embracing danger, trusting carefully, and making decisions with clarity, even when fear gnawed at her. As night fell, Adriana walked alone for a moment along the waterfront, the moon reflecting silver across Biscayne Bay. She could feel eyes on her, shadows brushing against the edges of the light. Every corner of Miami seemed alive, watching, waiting. But she no longer felt helpless. She was aware, she was ready, and she knew that this city, with all its beauty and darkness, could not intimidate her. And so, with a warning etched in hurried letters, allies revealed in shadowed streets, and a determination burning in her heart, Adriana stepped deeper into the dangerous web of Miami's secrets. The city held more mysteries than she had imagined, and each one would test her courage in ways she had never known. The following morning, Miami glistened under the late sun, its streets already alive with cars, cyclists, and pedestrians weaving through the city's rhythm. Adriana sat at a small café in Wynwood, the colorful murals casting playful shadows over her notebook. She traced the names and locations she had uncovered, her mind piecing together the invisible web that stretched across the city, a web far larger than she had imagined. Camila, the journalist who had once helped her expose corruption at the PR firm, slid into the seat opposite her, her eyes sharp, her fingers tapping rhythmically on a tablet. "You weren't exaggerating," Camila said. "The files you found were only the tip of the iceberg. Señor Alvarez controls more than you think. Politics, businesses, even parts of law enforcement." Adriana's eyes widened. "I thought he was just a businessman who made shady deals. This is bigger than anything I imagined." Camila nodded gravely. "He's careful, meticulous. That's why most people never see him coming. But there are cracks. And that's where we start. If we follow the right threads, we can expose him too, but it won't be easy. They began tracing phone records, secret meetings, and financial transfers. Each lead took them deeper into the city, from the glittering towers of Brickell to the shadowed warehouses near the port, and even into the quieter, older neighborhoods of Coconut Grove. As the day turned to evening, Adriana noticed something unsettling. People seemed to recognize her. A man in a tailored suit lingered near the café, glancing repeatedly in her direction. Her pulse quickened. Miami's beauty had a dark side, and she was seeing it in full now. Raphael appeared quietly behind her. "They're watching," he whispered. "Every move you make is being tracked. But we can't stop now. We're too close." Adriana nodded, swallowing her fear. She had learned that courage wasn't the absence of fear, but acting despite it. That night, they followed a lead to Coral Gables. A warehouse, seemingly abandoned, held clues to Alvarez's dealings. As they moved closer, Adriana could hear the faint hum of voices inside, murmuring plans and threats. Camila signaled for silence, and they peeked through a side window. Papers were spread across a table, and a shadowy figure moved among them, Señor Alvarez himself. The sight of him made Adriana's stomach twist. The man whose name had haunted her files was real, alive, and calculating. She took out her phone, recording discreetly. Each word, each gesture could be vital evidence. Her hands trembled slightly, but her determination burned brighter. Suddenly, a guard noticed movement outside. Adriana and Camila ducked, hearts pounding. They were not prepared for a direct confrontation. "We need help," Adriana whispered. "We can't do this alone." Daniel appeared from the shadows, his presence a mixture of relief and caution. "I've been tracking Alvarez too. You're right. We need allies. But we must be careful. One wrong move, and this city won't forgive us." Together, they plotted their next steps. Miami, with its sunlit streets and sparkling waters, now felt like a chessboard, each piece moving carefully, every shadow a potential threat. And so, Adriana stepped further into the web of secrets that stretched across Miami. With Camila's guidance, Daniel's protection, and her own unwavering courage, she moved closer to uncovering the full truth about Señor Alvarez, a truth that would challenge everything she thought she knew about the city, the people she trusted, and herself. Night had fallen over Miami once again. The streets glimmered under the neon glow of shops, restaurants, and billboards, casting fragmented shadows across the sidewalks.
Each shared secret, each narrow escape, each risk taken together created unbreakable trust among those who were truly loyal. One night, they gathered on a rooftop overlooking the glittering Miami skyline. The wind swept through their hair, carrying with it the distant sounds of the city, music, traffic, laughter, life. Adriana took a deep breath. "We're stronger than we think," she said, "and we're ready for whatever comes next." Camila nodded, "But we must remain cautious. Alvarez is clever, and he will strike when we least expect it." Daniel's hand found hers, a reassuring grip in the night. "And we will face him together." And so, amidst hidden motives, betrayals, and growing trust, Adriana learned the true meaning of allies and enemies. In the city of Miami, where beauty and danger coexist, she discovered that loyalty was the rarest treasure and the most vital weapon against the shadows that sought to consume her. The night was unusually still, the kind of stillness that made the slightest sound echo across the harbor. Adriana stood at the edge of the dock, the waves lapping against the wooden pilings, silver under the moonlight. The city behind her shimmered like a distant dream, but here, in the shadows of Miami's port, reality felt sharp and dangerous. Daniel, Camila, and Raphael flanked her. They had spent days gathering evidence, planning every move, and now the final confrontation was inevitable. Señor Alvarez had called them here a trap, no doubt, but Adriana refused to back down. A large warehouse loomed ahead, its corrugated metal walls rusted but sturdy. Light flickered from within, revealing the silhouettes of armed men. Adriana's heart raced, but her steps were steady. She could feel the energy of every previous escape, every narrow avoidance, guiding her. Camila whispered, "Stay focused. Every decision counts." Raphael nodded, checking his phone for the last coordinates they had intercepted. "Alvarez won't underestimate us," he said. "But he also doesn't expect us to be prepared." As they entered the warehouse, the air smelled of oil and dust. Señor Alvarez emerged from the shadows, tall, imposing, a faint smile twisting his lips. "Welcome," he said smoothly. "I've been expecting you." Adriana's pulse quickened, but she held her ground. "We know what you've done," she said, her voice firm. "All your schemes, your manipulation, your lies. It ends tonight." Alvarez's smile widened. "Do you think this city bends to the righteous? No, my dear. Miami belongs to those who control it, and control is power." Daniel stepped forward, positioning himself protectively beside Adriana. "We're not here to bend. We're here to expose the truth, and you will face it." A sudden movement caught Adriana's eye. Two men lunged from the shadows. Raphael reacted instantly, knocking one off balance, while Daniel engaged the other. Adriana seized the moment to access the encrypted files she had downloaded earlier, ensuring that the evidence of Alvarez's corruption would be public within hours. Alvarez laughed, dark and chilling. "You think technology can defeat me? I have connections you can't even imagine." Adriana's resolve only hardened. Connections mean nothing if the truth is out. She pressed a button on her device, a silent alarm sending the files to trusted journalists and authorities. A brief struggle ensued, shadows moving quickly across the warehouse. Adriana ducked behind crates, narrowly avoiding a swinging baton. Daniel and Raphael coordinated seamlessly, each move precise and deliberate. Camila recorded everything, documenting the confrontation for the world to see. Alvarez's expression shifted from smug confidence to frustration. The power he thought absolute began to crumble in front of him. The sound of sirens grew louder. Local authorities, tipped off by Camila's early transmissions, were arriving. Alvarez realized his empire was failing. His network of lies unraveled before his eyes. He was taken into custody, defiant to the end, while Adriana, Daniel, Camila, and Raphael stood together amidst the chaos. Breathing heavily, Adriana looked at the city's skyline through the warehouse windows. Miami, vibrant and dangerous, still held secrets. But tonight, she had conquered one of its greatest shadows. And so, in the shadows of the port, amidst danger, deception, and power, Adriana faced the man who had sought to control the city. With courage, intelligence, and the unwavering support of her allies, she prevailed, proving that even in a world of darkness, the truth, when embraced with determination, could shine brighter than any shadow. With Señor Alvarez in custody, the tension that had gripped Miami began to ease, but the city was far from calm. Adriana stood on the rooftop of a downtown building, overlooking the glittering skyline. Lights shimmered across the bay, reflecting off the waves like 1,000 tiny stars. She could feel the pulse of Miami beneath her feet, alive, restless, and resilient. Daniel joined her, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You did it," he said softly. The city is safer because of you. Adriana shook her head slightly. Safer? Maybe. But it's still a city of shadows. There will always be challenges, people trying to manipulate, to control. This is only one victory. Camila and Raphael appeared beside them, exhausted but triumphant. We did it together, Camila said, smiling. And now the story is out. The world knows what Alvarez was hiding. Adriana took a deep breath. Despite the lingering fear, she felt a sense of accomplishment and growth. Every risk, every challenge, every betrayal had shaped her into someone stronger, someone capable of facing the unknown. Over the following days, Adriana focused on rebuilding her life. She strengthened bonds with those she could trust and learned to recognize when caution was necessary. Miami had taught her that courage alone was not enough. Vigilance, strategy, and careful alliances were equally important. She also discovered a renewed appreciation for the city's beauty: sunlit beaches, bustling streets, and vibrant culture. Miami was complex, full of contrasts, but it was also a place of possibility, where bravery and intelligence could make a difference. As the weeks passed, Adriana reflected on the journey that had brought her here. From the first mysterious note to the confrontations in shadowed warehouses, she had faced danger, deceit, and betrayal, and she had emerged stronger. The city of Miami, once a playground of sun and nightlife, had revealed itself as a labyrinth of secrets. And yet, Adriana felt a deep connection to it. She had discovered courage she never knew she had, formed bonds she could rely on, and learned that truth was a weapon more powerful than fear. Standing on the balcony of her apartment, she watched the sunset over the horizon. The waves glimmered gold and silver, carrying whispers of adventures yet to come. Daniel appeared behind her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. "What now?" he asked. Adriana smiled, her eyes reflecting both determination and hope. "Now, we live, we learn, and we stay ready. Miami has more stories waiting for us, and I intend to face them all." And so, Adriana's journey through the shadows of Miami came to a temporary rest. She had uncovered corruption, faced danger, and discovered the power of courage and loyalty. But the city's secrets were endless, and the waves of adventure and mystery promised that this was only the beginning of a life filled with challenges, growth, and the pursuit of truth.
Great job today. You learn new words and expressions through our story. Remember, the more you listen, the more you understand. Don't forget to subscribe to Learning English Through History and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and share it with your friends. Thank you for learning with me. See you in the next story. Bye for now.